Good morning, it's me again. I'm doing a little better today. It's supposed to be fairly warm. I haven't heard too much more creepy stuff in the news. They are finding more out about that whole thing yesterday. Oh, he just kept moving. Oh, let me move my leg. Oh, there we go. Oh, Gigi's been really cuddly, so he kind of killed my leg a little. It's fine, that's what cats do. So, mm, So today's supposed to be warm, so I might spend some time outside and getting some stuff done. Um, for my sales potentials, I did get a Kraken hat done yesterday, which is really good. It takes a couple days because it's very complicated. Um, I suppose if I just sat there and did it, it probably wouldn't take that long. But yeah, it's supposed to be fairly nice today, so I might head outside for a bit, see if I can get some stuff done. I got a lot to do before I'm completely ready for everything that's going to be happening as we go into the holiday seasons, and I'm hoping that I can get more sales. I do think I'm doing really good. When I first got at that booth, I wasn't sure if it was a good idea because it's kind of out in Spokane Valley, which is a ways to get walk to it. I wanted to get to a booth that I could walk to, but none of the close by booths had openings, so that's why we went with Famous Joe's, and it seems like it was a good idea because I'm doing really well. Um, the closest flea market place here does collectibles, so I probably wouldn't have done like antiques and collectibles, pretty much just antiques and collectibles, probably wouldn't have done very well there. But Famous Joe's has a bit more of a variety of objects that they're selling. Um, and they do need vendors quite a bit. I think they still need vendors if people are interested. I mean, local, I don't know, but if you're on the other side of the country, that's not going to help you. But if you're local, that might be a good idea. Um, oh, so I'm doing a little bit better today. I'm still very upset about that person doing that yesterday or the other day. And then yesterday, apparently, they found a copycat guy got found in Blaine. Um, I don't even know why people think this is a good idea. What they think it's funny or something. That's just ridiculous. But anyway, um, things are getting better from my perspective. I'm sure the people that were directly affected are still just absolutely devastated. And one of the things I want to do is I want to try to get some sales going. Hopefully I can get some money. Maybe I can donate to funeral costs because I'm sure none of these parents were expecting to have to bury a kid. So if I have no idea how to find the valid things, but I'll probably won't get monies right away anyways, so that's okay. It'll give them time to set something up. Um, and I found out the town is called Uvalid, which is, like I said, really weird sounding town name. I don't know where that came from, but stop with the carpet. Gigi is messing with the carpet, so he's getting in trouble, you stinker. Yeah, be cute. Be cute. He's so he's snuggling my leg now. You're so cute. Mm. He's such a cute little kitty. Oh yeah, he's so snuggy. So snuggy. Oh, so snuggy. Um yeah. See, this is why I say people with disabilities need to have a pet. He's just the most cutest thing. And I rescued him from the pound. They were gonna put him down because they didn't realize what they had. He had been pretty traumatized by his previous owners, so they had thought that he was just um a stray. He's not. He's a goofball. I love him. He's a good kitty. Um, it took a lot of work to get him where he is from where when I first got him though. So I do recommend if you get a kitty like Gigi who's just so scared of everything when they first found him, then it would be best if you have experience with ferals. Um, because it's a lot of work and a lot of people don't realize just how much work, and I think they can force the kitty to be what they want, but the kitty needs to be respected and then they'll come into their true personality. Um, but yeah, it was a really good idea to get him from the Humane Society. They'd had him for a really long time, and we got approved for him right before they were scheduled to put him down. Um, and I'm very glad that we saved him because even though he has his little moments, he's generally a sweet and loving kitty. Oh, there he comes back. It's his little tail. Such a cute boy. You are. Oh, yes, cuddling everything. Um, yeah. So today I'm just gonna try to get some stuff done. Like I said, I got a lot to do before I'm actually ready for the Christmas shopping season. And it could start legitimately any day now. I mean, like, more people could start shopping at any time now. We're almost into June. A lot of people like to start in July. Um, yeah, and then I gotta do something with see if I can't do something with the online site and see if I can't get some boosting going. Like I said, I wanna raise some money. I wanna try to raise some money for these people that lost their kids. I don't really know if there's a lot of the like fundraising sites set up yet because I'm not sure exactly what point these parents are at, and I'm not sure what point the investigators are at either. It's crazy when there's a heavy death toll like that, and it's just ridiculous. I just don't know what to say about that. But we do have time if people find those sites. I think there is one that's already set up, though I don't know who set it up. Um, and trying to make my brain work. But yeah, they're gonna need a lot. These families are gonna need a lot, physical and financial and all this other stuff. Um, it's just crazy that somebody would think that was ever okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to see if I can do something with my Facebook sales page. And I'm also thinking about writing a story. I gotta get that in my head. I mean, the whole thing yesterday, it just threw me for a loop, seeing that first thing in the morning. And I'd seen the breaking news, but like I said, I get a lot of this breaking news alerts on my phone, and it's like, there's a drunk driver in Michigan, and I'm like, does not affect me. Because I thought I mean, people in Michigan might want to worry about that, but not me. I'm not in Michigan, so. I wish those breaking news things would understand what breaking news is because they're constantly pinging off about political stuff. It makes no sense. Um, they're constantly pinging off about drunk drivers, like I said, drunk drivers and other things that I can't do anything about. Yeah, somebody somewhere is having a personal tragedy, but you know, it's not really to me thousands of miles away. It's not really. Yeah, but this thing in Texas definitely was. And if it hadn't pinged off with all these weird stories all the time, I probably would have paid closer attention while it was going on. But for the way my brain works, it's probably best that I didn't find out until some information was actually coming out about this kid. And turned out the shooter was only like 18 and apparently had been showing some signs of aggression and mental health issues for a while and apparently was not getting the help that he needed. um, that's kind of what I was going to talk about today, other than my sales stuff, trying to figure out how to get some wins. Um, was that it's very important for mental health if you're noticing you're having issues to get to a counselor. And I know that sometimes it's really difficult. You have to get in line, kind of, and especially if you have insurance that isn't that great, or you have counselors that only take cash or something weird like that. um, then it might be difficult to get in because it can be like $100 a session to get a decent counselor, and most people don't have like $400 every month they can just throw at a counselor out of their own pocket. And like I said, depending on the type of insurance, it may be difficult to get into counseling, and it may even be more difficult to find a counselor that's actually able to deal with your issues, because that's something that I dealt with. Um, it's something I dealt with when I first went into counseling this last time, because I was having memories that I didn't know what to do about, because nobody's gonna. It's memories of horrifying crimes that happened in my, either to me or in my vicinity when I was a little kid, and I didn't really know if anybody would even care, and they didn't. But I couldn't find a counselor that's really qualified for the level of what I was going through. Um, so that was like kind of difficult, but I did find somebody who actually cared about what my brain was doing to me. He wasn't really sure what to do about my memories, because the proof would have been 45 years old, and that means that it probably isn't even there anymore. I mean, the trailer we were living wasn't even there anymore. The only thing that might be there is if there are bodies buried on the property, and then it would just be bones. And I don't know, I don't have the first clue how they'd identify some of those people, and not knowing what might have happened to those bones over the 45 years that they might have been, or I should say 45 to 50 years that they might have been out there. Um, because there were rumors of bones out there even before I was born. But like, and I don't know. My mom was crazy, so I don't know if some of the stuff ever even happened, because she could have just told me so many times. I just remembered it happening, because she would say things to me all the time like that. I'm not her daughter. Um, Apparently I am, but she would say that to me a lot, that I wasn't really her daughter. I know a lot of people deal with stuff like that, so it's very important to go to counseling. And if you notice that people in your life are like, if you're in a position to be able to help the person get into counseling, if they're really out of their freaking mind, it's really important for them to get counseling. Especially if they're saying weird things like they're gonna shoot people, and wouldn't it be fun to, that kind of stuff, because that's not good. Talking about hurting themselves or others, that's not good. And so that's really important that they can get into counseling or the hospital or something, depending on the level of what the fuckery is going on in their brain. Because it's like there's a lot of things that can happen to people. Like I mentioned, I was abused, that can really have a profound effect on a person. And then, especially when it happens when you're really young, and especially if you have other disabilities, because that can just make you not think, you don't understand what's really going on because you never saw what's true, if that makes sense. Um, so it's really important to get counseling. Um, and then, of course, you've got things that need medication that just kind of pop up, like bipolar, schizophrenia. Oh, there's a bunch of others, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. But bipolar and schizophrenia are the most common too. And it wouldn't be too surprising to find out if that guy actually had one of those, but I don't know anything about the guy. So, but yeah, we gotta get to counseling. We gotta be nicer to each other. We gotta stop being selfish. I mean, there's a certain level of selfishness that's important, because you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta make sure you've got food. You gotta make sure you've got what you need, your house, your clothes, your hygiene, all that good stuff. You gotta make sure you're taken care of. And then you also gotta, beyond just basic needs, you gotta be able to let yourself rest and have a little fun. Oh yeah. But then, like, we should be more generous with things. Like, when we have beyond what we need, we should be generous with it. Oh, hi, kitty. Hi, sweetheart. And I'm not saying like pay your druggy neighbor's rent or anything like that, but I'm just like, you know some families struggling, like drop off some food. Maybe figure out how to put some money on a bill so that they're not struggling so hard. But, you know, it's just what we need to do. There's also lots of other things that people can do, um, donating craft supplies, donating clothing, old used stuff, used toys, used clothes, used dishes, stuff you don't need anymore or don't want anymore. If it's still usable, donating it to charities, all that good stuff. There's a lot of things we can do to make our communities more able to stand on their own 2 feet. And I know there's a lot of weird stuff, just weird shit going on right now, left and right. People are freaking out and under stress. There's talks of food shortages, which I'm not sure is true or not, but like hard times, stressful things, difficulties getting from one place to the other. Um, I know that's not going those problems aren't going to affect everybody directly, but it's affecting a lot of people, and it's just scary, worrisome things. It and it's just we can't at this point. I'm not sure there's much we can do, um, because we didn't do what we were supposed to do when we knew that this was going to happen with the oil anyway. Um, yes, but we will come through this. We came through the Great Depression. I mean, that was like a long time, horrible things, and surprisingly, not that many people actually died. I mean, a lot of people did. A lot of people starved to death. A lot of people got sick, couldn't afford medications. But with the severity of the situation, there should have been a lot more people dying from those reasons. But they didn't because we were taking care of each other. People were just in general kinder back then. So we need to find our kindness and stop focusing on all this me, and making every mountains out of these little molehill problems. So that's something. Um, I'm hoping that somebody hears me for what I'm trying to say instead of what it might sound like I'm saying, because I know that my brain doesn't always function that well, but I think I'm doing pretty good today. Um, but yeah, if you or someone you care about is experiencing mental health issues, you should probably help them get to a counselor or go to a counselor. Like I said, some areas it's harder to get into a counselor than others. Because I know, like up in Bellingham, we got into my son and I both got into like Welcome Center real easy. They take the government insurance, so um, if you're in that area, there's no reason you can't go get help. Um, even if they gotta wait list you, because I know they've had a little problems keeping employees. I don't know how if that's still a thing, as I'm not in Bellingham, so I don't know. But even if they got a wait list you, they'll try to get you in either through their services or through someone else's services as soon as possible. And it's a good place to go. I don't know if there's any place here, but I'm hearing that all of the counseling offices are have wait lists, and some of them are very long. But there's also online and hospitalization type programs depending on what's going on, because if you get something big like schizophrenia and you haven't been diagnosed with it before, sometimes they have to treat you in the hospital, and I know that can be a little stressful, but probably the best situation is so that they can see what's actually going on with you so that they get the right diagnosis. And like coming in for counseling sessions when you're dealing with something like that isn't always the best way to diagnose it. And I do notice that with some situations, they're really quick to say one thing or another, and then the medication causes a problem because you didn't have, that's not what you had. And that's part of the reason why they like to do hospitalizations with people who look like they could have something more significant, because then they can keep an eye on you. Um, like I mentioned, online, there's a lot of online services for counseling nowadays, especially with the whole COVID thing, which I think we're coming out of, but I have no idea. Now I'm hearing about monkeypox. I don't know. I have no idea uh, what the monkeypox thing is, but it does sound like it's transmitted by touch, similar to the other pox viruses. So be careful who you're touching. Yeah, and I don't think anybody local here has them. I don't know if there's that many people that actually have them, but it's pretty severe from my understanding. So Yeah, don't want to get that. Yeah, that goes right up into the scary stuff that's going on right now. There's just a lot of really weird and scary things happening right now. So counseling is definitely something to look into. Um, you can talk to your most of people's insurance provider people have a way to find out either through the insurance or through your primary care physician which types of counseling you can go to. And like I said, there's a lot of online services you can look into if you can't get somebody like in your area. And like the online ones probably aren't as good, but if they do like the what's it called? Like they call it telehealth, and they have and the other ones do through Zoom or something like that, so that you can actually be seeing the person like you're seeing me, and this have this conversation. So yeah, counseling is a very much good idea. Um, and I know it's hard sometimes to admit when you have a problem, but sometimes you have to. And yeah, it's crazy what people's minds do to them. So really encourage people to go to counseling instead of like hurting other people. That's called intrusive thoughts, by the way. And almost everybody gets intrusive thoughts, but if you've been abused or you're dealing with some kind of profound mental illness, they can become overwhelming and almost constant. And that's a sign you need to go to counseling. Um, because you don't really I do have that happen to me sometimes. It's not overwhelming, like it's not all the time because I'm not under the stress that would create that to keep happening. Um, and I know I do have stress. Everybody has stress. It's just a part of life sometimes. Mm. But yeah, it's like your brain is like, hey, this bad thing is gonna happen, or this bad thing is popping into your mind. It's not something you would ever do or want to do, and it's oftenly disturbing, and it happens to almost everybody. So, but like I said, if they keep happening, if it keeps popping up for you, then it might be time to go to counseling and find out why that's happening. Um, your body and your mind processes stress so oddly. It can even make you physically ill, and stress is linked to conditions like fibromyalgia, migraines, and insomnia, and I think there's another one, but in eating problems. So there's like all this stuff that stress can make you sick. So it can cause heart attacks, it can cause all kinds of really weird problems. So it's a really good idea if you're getting signs of extreme stress, even if it's not intrusive thoughts, to go seek counseling. So that's my thing for today, and I hope everybody has a great day, and I hope it gets as warm as it's supposed to, because I'd like to go sit outside and enjoy the sun. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope things get better for everybody. Like and subscribe and ring the bell thingy if you like what I'm doing, and it's okay to give me feedback, ideas maybe to talk about. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye. Gigi says bye. You just can't see him.